Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Best Investing Money Management channel on YouTube. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what is going on with the stock market. We're going to be talking about, are we entering a crash? Is this a correction? Is it going to recover quick? We're going to be talking about some stocks to look at, to buy, stocks to have as a defense in your portfolio. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys get anything in value out of this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, concerns, make sure you guys ask them down below. So what is going on? So looking at the S&P 500 index, which just represents the top 500 companies, pretty much we've noticed ever since the new year, the stock market has been selling off like crazy. Right now, year to date, the stock market has sold off about 18%, which is 2% away from a so-called crash or recession. Anytime the market falls 20% or more, that represents a crash in the market. When it falls more than 10%, that's a correction. So right now we're in correction territory. We're due for a possible crash just because we've seen this steady decline. And there's no signs of getting any rebound. Everything actually keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So looking at the chart here, you guys will notice, right, ever since pretty much January 1st, right on this line here, we've just seen this slow and steady downward trend. We did establish some decent support right here at about 4,200. It hit it once, hit it twice, but overall we just had that general downward trend. And everything honestly wasn't looking that good, as you guys notice and as you guys see. So now over the past couple of weeks, we've seen just this steady decline where we don't really get a whole lot of green days, and majority of the days are red, with the market falling 2.5%, 3%, and then we saw a massive sell-off of 4%, which is something pretty much unheard of for the S&P 500. It was one of the largest sell-offs that the market has seen in the past couple of years. So looking at it, kind of why are we having a crash, right? That's what everyone wants to know. Why are we having a crash? Should I sell my stock or should I buy something? Okay, everybody has those questions. So why are we having a crash? Well, now looking at the chart, right, we've seen this amazing move, right, where the market pretty much sold off about 40% and pretty much rebound with very, very little downward pressure. Everything was doing very well. The government was printing a ton of money. There was a ton of money out, ton of money getting spent. And overall, the economy itself was doing pretty decent given that everything was locked down for a couple of months. So then, during this time, we also had interest rates start working their way up, as well as high inflation and decently high unemployment. So we pretty much had a perfect storm kind of brewing during this time, but the issue is the government was printing money and everybody seemed to have money, and then high inflation, high unemployment, high interest. The perfect storm hit, causing this stock, the general market, to start selling off. Not to mention, what goes up must come down. There is no such thing as a market that doesn't sell off. Over the past 90 years, we've always had a recession on average every 4 to 6 years. Given the last one we saw was the March of 2020 crash, and that recovered in 3 months. On average, recessions get bought up within 14 months. So this one was extremely fast. Within 3 or 4 months, we were hitting all-time highs again. This one here, the one that we're going to be in for a decently long time, right? This is actually a recession. This one here was just an emotional sell-off, if you want my honest opinion. This one here, we have all of that high interest, high unemployment, high inflation, everything. But there's a lot of things you guys can do to do very, very well during this time. The first thing I would do is don't change your investment. If you guys are investing $100, $200 a week into the general market, don't stop doing that. The reason why is because anytime the market sells off, this just represents massive for sale signs to buy the S&P 500 at very, very affordable pricing, right? Imagine buying in on these lows, boom, boom. Imagine buying in on the peak bottom of the 2008 crash, right? You would be up handsomely right now. But if you don't buy at the peak bottom and you just continue your investment, that's fine, because you understand that you are a long-term investor, right? The short-term volatility that we experience for 14 months is nothing compared to the 40 years of profits that you will see. So understand that. Another thing that you guys can do is don't be afraid to hold some value companies. Value companies are companies that historically do pretty decent in recession. So these are companies that pretty much you will always need, whether the market's going up or down. A prime example is J&J, Johnson & Johnson, a medical pharmaceutical company that we've seen some sell-off in the general market, right? But this one here just seems to keep working its way up, right? Hitting all-time highs. Looking at it, right, if we actually zoom in a little bit, you guys can see that, yes, we had a little bit of some sell-off, but that's nothing compared to what the general market has seen, right? This is only sold off $10, or we're at about 5%. That this is sold off 5%, and the market has sold off about 18%. So companies like this historically do very, very well. Another company would be a company like Waste Management. People are going to continue to throw things out and handle waste, sanitary and trash and all that, right? This one here sold off right at about 10%, so not as much as the market, but this one here still is going to do very, very well. Looking at their past earnings, very solid, brought in almost $5 billion, beat their earnings on the revenue and the EPS, which is fantastic. So there's a lot of things you guys can do too. But if you want an approach that is 100% risk-free, right now the government is offering a security bond or a savings bond with about just over a 9% interest rate, which is crazy. Risk-free, so pretty much guaranteed. But the issue is it's not liquid, meaning you have to hold it for a certain time period before you see that interest. So understand that, because like the beauty of stocks is you can always sell them, but you just might not like the price. So guys, another thing you guys can do as well is buy some fantastic companies that you believe in at very, very affordable pricing. So companies like Tesla, TSLA, I love Tesla. It's sold off a lot, massive for sale sign. The stock is $663. The last time it was this price was all the way back. If we actually look at it, okay, it was all the way back. We can see it was a little here in 2020, a little bit here or a little bit here in 2021, a little bit here in 2020. So pretty much like buying this stock 2 years ago. Massive, upside potential. Went from 1,200 to 600, sold off a ton. Just at about 50%, which is crazy. So I think there's so much opportunity out there in the market. You just have to understand that buy. Don't be afraid to buy during this time. Companies like Apple, the stock is $137 and it was just trading for $182 with great earnings, great dividends, holding hundreds of billions of dollars in cash. It's a massive for sale sign. Go at it with that approach, guys, and you guys will be successful. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. We will see you guys later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe out there. We'll see you later. Take care.